You know, here's one of the big things going on in bass fishing right now. It's these giant Nichols Benn Parker Signature Series Magnum spoons. And this thing, it's a giant, man. It's big, but, you know, I've caught a lot of bass on these things. You know, it really dominated the Kentucky Lake FLW Tour event in 2014. And, you know, it looks giant, but really, if you think about it, that's the size of those gizzard shads swimming around out there, you know, on those offshore ledges and stuff. And it looks just like what they're eating, you know, the way that thing flutters down, it looks like a dying gizzard shad. And, you know, I want to say those big bass will run up there and bite it, and the big bass do run up there and bite it. But I've caught a bunch of 2-pounders on this thing too, but I have caught some giants on it. But I kind of wanted to give you guys my my setup for throwing, you know, a big spoon like this. I don't even know what this thing weighs. I don't know if it's 3 ounces, 4 ounces. It's big. But what I like to do is I throw it on a 7.6 heavy action Halo Daylight series rod. The Daylight just feels good for this thing. It feels right. You know, it's 7'6". It's got a good backbone and a parabolic bend. I can really heave that thing out there and snatch it up off the bottom, because you're getting reaction strikes with this thing. You know, it snatches up and it kind of flutters back down. That's when they'll just jump the line. It's an awesome bite. It's a lot of fun. But I throw it on that. I throw it on a 7-to-1 reel. This is the Bass Pro Shops Pro Qualifier reel. It's one of my favorite reels. It's a tough reel. And I throw it on 20-pound Berkeley 100% fluorocarbon line. You know, it's a big heavy bait, so I go with 20 on it. I know I've heard some guys throwing it on 17. I'd rather have that little bit, you know, that little bit more strength. I go with 20. I use the 7-to-1 reel though. A lot of times when you snatch it up and as soon as it starts to flutter down, bam, one of them hits it. I mean, it jumps your line, but you want to be able to pick up real fast to get a hook set, because, you know, this is a big bait, and when they jump, they can throw it. You know, you're going to lose some fish on it, but it's my belief that with the heavy rod, 7.6 heavy action Daylight, and the heavy line, when you get that bite, I crank down and hit them. And the way I look at it, the further I can drive those hooks into them, the better off I'm going to have a chance to land him, because when he comes up and jumps and he's got this big thing flying out there, you know, it's some leverage and they can get off. So I just want to drive those hooks home, and so I go with the heavy action 20-pound test. Make sure you have a split ring and a swivel on the top of it. These are from Nichols, you know, so you know it's going to be good quality stuff, and they have a good quality swivel and split ring on the top of it. You know, and a good quality hook. So this is the setup that you need to get out there and fish these big spoons out there and catch some big fish on them.